Hello again. I wanted to do a video to just explain to you the ins and outs of Unit 3 because there are some activities that we aren't going to do assignments for. So I'm in the checklist right now, and you can see that Unit 3 Activity 1 and Unit 3 Activity 4, we're not doing the assignments for that. The only thing you need to do in this unit is actually read and understand the content, because you'll need to understand the content in Activity 1 and Activity 4 to do the assignments and to do especially the summative. So I haven't put due dates on that. You can also see that there are 2 assignments due this week. Not this week that I'm posting the video, but the first week of Unit 3. So I don't want that to be confusing. I'm just going to pull up my calendar. So I'm going to be posting this video on Tuesday. So for those of you who are working ahead, the due dates, there are 2 assignments due the week of the 28th. So I'm just going to go to that right now and show you what you need to do for those 2 assignments. So Unit 3 is all about the designer. So you're reading the content, the 2 pages of content for Activity 1. That's going to give you a basis of the international designer. But we're going to just do the assignment for Activity 2 because it's kind of redundant. Activity 1 is an international designer, Activity 2 is a Canadian designer. So I think you probably know more international designers than Canadian designers, so we're going to do Activity 2. So if we go to the assignment, you'll see that it is a discussion. So there are some guiding questions here. I know it looks like a lot. And what I want you to do is pick 2 designers from this list of Canadian designers. So it should go up in RTF. If you have a Mac and you can't access it, let me know. I've made a graphic organizer for you to hopefully make it easier to deal with these questions for the discussion. And you can see that it looks like this. So I've pasted the questions from the content into this question column here. So it's a 2-sided graphic organizer. Feel free to print it out or type right in it. If you want to type in it, you just go to File and make a copy, because you don't have permission to edit this one. Because if everyone was editing this one, it would just be ridiculous. So you're going to make a copy in your own Google Drive. You're going to figure out who your first designer is and who your second designer is. And the discussion asks you to kind of compare them. So I put a little column here that you could put any notes that aren't particular to one designer or the other. So maybe a trend that you've seen. So let's look at the RTF file of Canadian designers. Just going to slowly open here. Let's close some tabs. There we go. Whoa, look at this list. So feel free to take a look and Google around and see what you can find. I don't really care if multiple people do multiple designers. I think it would just be ridiculous to try and micromanage that. So here are some lists. If there's anyone that's not on this list that you'd like to consider, just shoot me an email or a page and I'll approve it for you. So you're looking at designer 1, you're doing a little bit of research. You're looking at designer 2, you're doing a little bit of research. I've left some spots at the bottom if you need to put down the sites that you've looked at. You should always be recording what sites you've looked at for what. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the information in that graphic organizer to answer this question. So this is an application thinking kind of thing. What is Canadian fashion and Canadian style? So you're going to have an opinion on that. And you're going to use the information that you've come up from your designers. So maybe there's similarities between these Canadian designers to make some sort of judgment saying that Canadian style is this or Canadian fashion is this. So this is your first discussion that's going to be marked. There'll be a couple of discussions throughout the semester that will be marked. The idea is that you're posting your ideas, and then you're responding to 2 peers in a way that would start a discussion. So commenting on what they've written, not just saying good job, and perhaps even asking them a question to spark discussion or commenting on something that you really liked or something that you disagree with. I don't really care, but it would be nice if you guys could have a discussion like you would have in class. So I put the rubric here. The rubric's going to be given as Dropbox feedback, so I'll show you how to find it, but don't post anything to the Dropbox, just enter the discussion. So the two things I'm looking at is the knowledge, so like, did you do your research? Do you know about your designers? And the communication. So how well have you communicated your ideas, and have you responded to at least 2 peers and sparked some sort of interaction? So that's the first thing that will be due that week, but since it's just a discussion, it's kind of small. The research shouldn't take you that long. Don't spend hours and hours doing the research. I kept the boxes small so you didn't write a ton. And I'm just going to go to the next assignment. So the second assignment is due later in the week. And it is product design. There's a lot of content in this one, so just bear with it. You might want to like take jot notes or something like that to keep it all straight. But here's the assignment. So you're going to be analyzing a collection. So this is where it gets fun. So you're going to be using the stuff that you know about product design. So like it says here, shape, garment line, silhouette fabrication, all that kind of stuff. And if you need a refresher of what the design needs, then let me know. And you're going to pick a runway show. So this runway show has to be available on the web so I can take a peek at it. So make sure you give the URL of the show. You can probably find a lot on YouTube. Let me know the name of the designer, the season, and the year of the show, so you can do an old school one if you want. It's up to you. You're going to analyze the runway show. So I think it would be easy if I made a graphic organizer, so keep your eye out for that, and I'll put these questions in something like that so you can jot down your ideas. So you're just going to watch the show and then look at the certain elements of design. So what garment silhouettes are repeated throughout the collection? What garment shape is repeated throughout the collection? So maybe the buttons are all similar, like maybe they're all like big gold buttons. So look and see what is similar between the two. Maybe there's not going to be anything in the silhouette that's similar, but something in the shape that's similar. So just these are questions to consider, but you might not have an answer for all of them. And then you're going to select 6 images from the show that you think communicate some of the things that you saw. So what type of makeup was worn? Perhaps all of the makeup on all of the models was like really light powder. The models have light skin, but they're wearing a really dark lip. I've noticed like black lips are coming back again. Another style yet again for them. Thank you, Kardashians. But maybe you notice certain things like that. So you want to find a picture from the show that represents the type of makeup that you see. So you're going to write your report, upload it to the Dropbox, and then kind of summarize it really short in a small paragraph in the discussion so your peers can see the different runway shows that you all have looked at, kind of sharing your ideas. So there's some links here. Vogue and Fashionnet are probably the best links for recent runway shows, but YouTube might also be a good one. So those are the 2 things that are due next week. So if you want to get a head start on them, I just wanted to make a video to explain how you do that. So hopefully you have fun with this, watching a runway show. That's like the best homework ever. And shoot me an email if you have any questions.